Oh, jeez. I'm already messing it up. Like always.
Not fair enough.
Just kidding.
Get it all out. Get it all out.
Uh,
Hello,
Vape real
Twitch,
quick because we don't do it this time.
iTunes. Hello, Twitch, iTunes, and Podbean. Working on getting it up on Stitcher and Google Play. I tried to get the podcast on Google Play. It's not easy. I need to go do more research than a 15-minute lunch break. But hello and welcome to the 5th episode of Barely a Destiny Show. Today we've got our boy Xanafan711. We got my other boy Proctor777 and my boy Slapshot Scott, and I am your host at Ben Malone. Live Malone, die Malone, baby. How you guys doing? What's up? What's been going on?
Good.
Good.
Not much.
Bit of a late
Iron
night last
Banner.
night. Yeah. Me and Steve playing Iron Banner last night.
Bam.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I'm banana.
I had to rep the Iron Banner hoodie today. I've been waiting since we started this podcast to rep this Iron Banner hoodie.
It's
Yeah.
Supremacy. What do you guys like Supremacy? Or are you fans of Control and Clash?
I love Supremacy.
Yeah.
It's suits my play style, which is serpentining behind stuff until I'm close enough to shoot you with a shotgun.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
you were going off last night, man. You had some good ones.
I still use universal remote. I don't care if it only has 3 bullets. I still do all right with it.
I was using Matador
Not a
last
problem
night.
at all.
I was actually getting kills with it. It was hilarious.
Really, my go-to has been Quantoplasm, this Iron Banner. I've been
Nice.
enjoying that quite a lot.
Well, and I was sniping. I was using universal remote longbow synthesis. And I was actually doing okay with the sniper. It was funny.
I didn't play any of Iron Banner. Well, I played a couple matches on Tuesday,
No.
but it's because I bought Horizon and it's so dope. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Quick heads up. I decided to do this at the beginning of the show instead of the end of the show. We do have Gmail and Twitter, barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com and barelyads @barelyads on Twitter. Send us in some questions. If you want to be our band of the week, hit us up on there. Yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping.
Right,
Also-
or if we ask a question on Twitter, give us a response. Don't just like it. We've gotten a couple likes on some of the things. Like I asked what your favorite strike was, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh, this is a cool question, but I'm not going to answer it." So I would love to have some answers to share with the rest of the viewers of what you guys think about Destiny as well.
What is your favorite strike?
My favorite strike is actually the shoot, what's it called? It's the giant shank one with Rasputin.
Oh, the one that's got the enhanced
Fallen
saber.
Yeah, I love that one.
Really?
I don't know
Oh,
why, but I
man.
love it.
I'm
That
just
one-
getting nightmare flashbacks about when that's a Nightfall. It's so fucking hard.
Oh, it's really hard as
Yeah.
a Nightfall. For
Nightfall
sure.
with Arcburn, you need a Defender Titan for that start. And I'll probably get some shit for this. I don't, but every time I go into that, for the first probably 2 months I played Destiny, my buddy Gray Fox and I would be doing strikes to try and boost my light level. And of course, that one would come up and we just see it and be like, nope, done.
Yeah, I've
Because we could never
had to
get
quit
past
that
that-
mission a
that-
couple times.
No, what you
Yeah.
need if that one pops up, Nightfall and Arcburn, is me. And then you'd be all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember we used to do the glitch where you would spawn your sparrow and then you could glitch under the map and you could go stand under the war set and no one could shoot you and it would just do that. So you would just have one guy down there and then after you clear the war set the other two can revive, then you throw a nade at your feet.
Right.
Yep. The good old days of cheese.
Yeah, really.
No, it's all about that Arc Ex Machina is what I use, and a Arc Silver Dread.
And
nice.
Azalo.
You just-
Duh.
Yeah, and Zalo. Yeah,
Zalo.
well, Arc's
Awesome.
given.
Speaking of Zalo, loving it in the Crucible. I was listening to Guardian Radio.
Yep.
And one of their hosts was like, dude, just max out the stability on that. It's got terrible range, but max it out. And it's the perfect counter to a Wormwood Rusher. Just
Yeah. I
Kill
think I
'em.
heard that. I think it was Mesa Sean was saying that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not like competitive. It's very fun though.
Mm.
I've been running into a lot of people spamming hard light in the Crucible, which is
Yup.
really weird because last I checked, that wasn't a super competitive gun. Although one of the dudes we were playing with last night on our team, Steve, he would
Yeah.
stand around the corner and bounce the bullets off the corner like in a perfect 45-degree angle and get kills. It was the funniest thing because I noticed him doing it at first. I'm like, wait a minute. I started watching him like, that's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
He's only been playing Destiny for 2 weeks.
Um,
That guy. Yeah.
I
Oh,
really
was
wanna
that
get-
was that Alex?
Yeah, it sucks.
I really want to get a full fire team of hard light and
Let's
go
do
into
it.
6-on-6, but it would only work on like anomaly because everyone runs in that inside ring. Just be
Right.
sitting there like laser light show out an entire room.
You might be able to do it in Asylum a little bit.
Yeah, I just want somewhere that's got lots of tight corners. That'd be
Yeah.
so funny.
Drifter.
It would
Or
be.
Thief
I used
10.
to use hard light a lot. Probably a couple months ago in PvP.
Does anybody else have a favorite strike? I'm trying to think.
Mine's the Dark
Oh,
Blade.
yeah.
Darkblade. Oh,
Yeah.
they're cool.
Darkblade is fun. And back to Zalo, when all the thrall are running up that bridge right before you go to fight the Darkblade. You
Oh,
can just
yeah.
fire infinitely in there because every double kill puts ammo back in your mag.
Nice.
I'm not sure about this, but it seems like you could like overfill your mag by doing that.
Yeah, so if you need to get that primary spree medal
Oh, yeah.
thing, that's a good spot for it.
Yeah.
I wish there was an easier way to farm that kind of stuff, like knowing like, oh, this strike is really easy to go do this specific thing,
Right.
but you just have to wait for it to come up in rotation.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly get to pick.
Omnigul, if you're trying to get 7 orbs in one super.
Yes.
I like to do
Yes.
that on. It's for the striker quest, right? Where you have to go make.
Well, there's a version for every class because it's Striker, the same one for Voidwalker.
Oh,
But yeah, you have to use. What I did was I just used I can't remember what armor piece it is, but it's an exotic that gives you an extra orb.
no.
And then Bad
Obsidian
Juju.
Mine, maybe?
I can't remember what it is. But Bad Juju, and you just like run way ahead and try and clear out that room real quick, the first room with your Bad Juju to get your super, and then when the laser lights go away, you just instantly pop it right into that hallway, and you'll get 7.
I did it
to
on
do
like
it.
restorative minder. It's one of the mines, the one's like covered in moss and has the triple shield.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I always do it on when all the Praetorian, like, I don't know, the old Vex, I forget what they're called.
To be honest,
Precursor, I think.
Yeah.
My favorite strike is actually I have 2, and there's been a third one added. I used to hate Omnigul, but actually the new version and now the old version that I know what to do. That's a really fun strike to do.
Mhm.
Especially with the new one, you can get up and like book it into the room and then like basically jump to that far corner, reload all your weapons, and if you have a Defender Titan with you, you just basically pop your bubble at the bottom of the stairs, and as soon as Omnigul shows up, just fucking blast her with everything you got. So that's a lot of fun. I was doing that with I'm trying to remember who I was with. I was playing Striker Titan when it was Arcburn, and I would just do death from above. Like, we'd get her to go away, and then as soon as all the ads come out on the right side, I just basically jump the railing, pull a death from above, and like annihilate everything. So that was super fun. Is it the Undying Mind? The strike with the giant Hydra, and it's got like that stone wall that you can hide behind.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like going in and out. Yeah, that's a fun one. That was one of the first strikes I 2-manned with Gray Fox. And then actually Tanix, the original Tanix strike, I
Tanix
have a
is
lot of
fun.
fun with.
I was going to say, it's not a strike, but my favorite is that story mission for Black Spindle where it like derails into the Tannic strike.
Oh, yeah.
That's like my favorite because that's so fun to do. Like that Tanix mission like that quickly was awesome.
They just had that was just last week. One of the daily stories, I think.
Or else everybody was trying to get their black spindles if they didn't have them.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
have got one for Pete. It's so good.
Yeah, I wish I would have known.
Yeah, you got to
I
be
don't
on
know.
top of that stuff, man.
I use what is my sniper rifle? 1,000-yard stare.
It's
I've
okay.
never gotten one of those.
Reasonable.
Yeah, it's all right.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing exotic about it.
No.
It's just a sniper.
Oh, I mean, I have my exotic sniper rifles too. It's just don't really need to talk about hereafter right now.
Cool. Yeah, that's
I don't-
strikes. That was
Yeah.
we didn't even have that planned. I like that. We got no kill of the week this week because nobody sent
Yeah.
anything in, and I don't know. I almost wanted to
have-
submit a clip from Horizon.
I
I
have
had a really good video, but it's too long.
That's what she said.
What's
That's what she said.
what's your high KD this week, Steve?
Oh man,
18.
doing rumbles. It was last night. My high was 1.9, but earlier in the week I was doing rumbles, and I almost tied my personal best, which was my personal best is 23-3, and I went 24-4.
Nice.
So it's like 4.6 or something like that.
Wow, that is insane.
that's-
Actually,
That's rumble. Rumble's a
Yeah.
different monster.
I don't know.
I got a quad kill on Supremacy earlier in the week. I think it was Monday night. I was playing warm up for Iron Banner, and I was running Striker, and I ran into this team of it was a team of 4 and a team of 2, and they were just circling the outside ring on Dungeons, the Dreadnought map,
Yeah.
and there was one point where I was trying to get close enough to, because I had my supercharge, I was trying to get close enough to drop a Fist of Havoc, and every time they were either too far spread out or they would just end up team shooting me down. And I was on the top of the scoreboard, which if you guys have played with me before, you know I'm a scrub with potato aim. So the fact that I was like on top of the leaderboard was very bad.
yeah.
So it ended up being there was like a doorway in that first top hallway where everybody goes and they like snipe over the little hump.
Yeah.
They were all coming into that bottleneck, and I hit it just right. I jumped Twilight Garrison and managed to Titan skate forward far enough to get to the middle of them, and then just popped my Fist of Havoc, dropped 4 of them instantly, and the medals started scrolling across the screen. I was like pretty hyped about it. And then, of course, the 2 people in the back team shot me, and I died. I was like,
Did you get any of the crests?
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I
That's
actually
what
got
matters.
one before I died, and then the other teammates snagged the other ones, like,
Okay.
because they were just following me around.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's nice
Gotta
whenever
get-
you see that best around pop across your thing. It's like,
Yeah,
yes.
that's my favorite. I got one of those on Bannerfall this week.
Yeah.
My very favorite map, 3.2 KD.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Moving up in the world, bro.
making you happy.
you know, I'm trying. I think it was 18-4. I think that's what it was. So,
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's lit,
Uh-huh.
bruh. That's lit.
Uh-huh.
I try. Quantoplasm, you know, it does most of the work for me, actually.
So speaking of Iron Banner being this week, low populations in Iron Banner, and you know why? It's
Because
because
it's supremacy.
Yeah.
well, no, because Horizon Zero Dawn came out, brother.
Right.
Ooh, let's talk about Horizon. I've been playing the shit out of that game, and it's so much fun. It's like I'm a big
Right.
fan of the Far Cry series, and it is Far Cry with like the movement of Assassin's Creed, basically. But it's Far Cry done right. Like, you know how a lot of times you play through a Far Cry game, and like halfway through you're like, "What am I doing? What is the story of this? Why do I care about any of this?" I'm super intrigued by everything that's going on.
Oh yeah. Is
Yeah.
it? It's Ubisoft, right?
No, it's
No?
Really?
Guerrilla Games or Guerrilla Studios. That's what it's called. They're the
No,
ones who
oh.
did Killzone.
Okay. For
Okay.
Honor is Ubisoft. That's
Yes,
what
it is.
I've been
Yeah.
seeing that pop up.
But I was playing a little bit of Horizon last night over at your house, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
He got to see it,
It's beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous.
and I
It's
like
better
the-
looking than Final Fantasy, which is saying a lot.
I like the
everything I've seen
RPG
is
stuff.
amazing.
Hmm.
Like I was like, oh, it's like a pseudo RPG like Far Cry is, and then I started like looking at like the armor and weapons and stuff, and I was like, oh wait, it's a little bit more than a pseudo RPG. You can like do weapon upgrades, and it'll tell you like plus 8% shock damage and stuff like that. So I'm like,
Oh.
cool. There's actually stuff to like look out for, and they have a rarity system in it. It's the same colors as Destiny. It's white, green,
Wow.
blue, and purple, like in the same
Which
order.
is the same, and then yellow, right?
There's no yellow, I
No
don't
yellow.
think. There might
But
be. I
isn't the
don't know. I'm not
colors
super
aren't the
far
colors
in.
from Destiny basically the same as Diablo?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Borderlands
I think
too,
they
I
are.
think, as well. Because
Borderlands,
it was,
yes. Diablo,
Borderlands
no.
is like
It's
white,
close to Diablo.
green, blue, like purple or fuchsia or pink or something, and then the like highest one is bright orange.
Yeah.
hmm
The last two are the same in Diablo. That's what matters. It's
Yeah.
yellow is always the best, I've been noticing, and purple is always like pretty good.
Oh my god. What a freaking podcast taboo right there. Turn your dang phone on silent, you crazy.
It's Pete's fault. Pete texted me. Yes, I'm drinking
come
whiskey.
on, Steve.
It's 2:30. It's okay.
Hey, I'm off 2 days in a row, and that
Hey
doesn't ever
man,
happen.
it's
So
11:30 Pacific time.
cheers.
That's right.
Even though none of us
Cheers.
live there. Pete, you've also been playing a different game. Pete's been jamming on
Yeah.
For Honor lately. And I
Yes.
played for the first time last night, and it's great.
Yeah.
Now
Um,
I've heard that name mentioned. What's that game about, Pete? Because I'm a bad gamer. I follow like Destiny and Borderlands. That's pretty much it.
Well, the Destiny
essentially
people have been playing it, so go
like
ahead.
a Call of Duty style, Destiny style PvP, but in the melee format. So you have like Dominion, which is the same as like Control, essentially, and then your team deathmatch, and then there's just a couple different, I guess, variations to sort of accommodate it being a melee-based game.
Okay.
But I gotta say, it's tons of fun. It feels very real in your exchanges. Like you can take about as many stabs of the sword as you think a person can take, which is cool and a ton of fun. I don't know. I guess the only part I don't really care about is they have this massive, like, multi-platform territory war going on that essentially is Risk, but everyone gets to make their decisions as to where your assets go, and I think it's kind of pointless. But other than that, I have a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, essentially, you have up, left, and right for your attacks and your blocks. So you just block, and then on the right stick you push up, left, or right, and that's how you block. And then if you want to attack, it's just the triggers, and you have a light and a heavy, and then you have like a shoulder bash. Or a shield bash, or whatever. And that's like essentially the core gameplay. It's like very simple to understand, super difficult to do. Because like when somebody attacks you, it'll show like that they're attacking from the upward position.
Yep.
So you have to like quickly like switch to blocking from that position.
Shit. That sounds tough.
Yeah, it's
So-
it's very challenging. And I was my whole theory on it is it seems like a game I could play for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
I just
See, That's exactly why I haven't tried it, is because, all right, so my roommate plays it and he's constantly trying to get me to try it, and my best friend is trying to get me to try it and buy it and stuff, and I'm just, now Pete too, and it's just like, okay, so it doesn't look fun. Like when you're watching somebody play it doesn't look fun, and I'm just holding on to that for as long as I can, because I know as soon as I try it, I'm going to realize it is fun, because everyone's telling me it is fun, but I don't care. I think for myself. So, so until I try it, I'm holding to the fact that it doesn't look fun, so that I don't want to get it, because I have way too many games to play already, and I can't cheat on Destiny yet. I can't do it.
speaking of cheating on Destiny, I feel bad because I don't know if I'm going to be hitting. Oh, what's up, Pete?
What? I was just gonna say that's such a weird thing to me, because I watched For Honor and immediately felt like I had to buy it. It looks so much fun. So I don't know why you don't think it looks fun, but
I know. I don't get it
I
either.
mean, that's all right. You don't have to be right.
Yeah.
No, like I probably will love that game. That's why I haven't bought it.
So we got some news about the end of Destiny. At least Destiny 1.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the TWAB right now. Oops, I typed in TEAB instead of TWAB, and it popped up teabagging. So that's our mini Google this for this week because we're out of those. I ran out of those things. I'll have to think of a new segment. We got an update though. It's called The Road Ahead. So I'm just gonna read some of this. It says, we're planning to reveal the final live event for Destiny 1 era next Wednesday. We're calling it Age of Triumph, and we intend for it to be a fun and memorable celebration that will bring the first major chapter of our Destiny adventures to a fitting close. We'll look back upon the 3 incredible years we've shared as a community and look ahead to find some final challenges and rewards that await you in the weeks ahead. And it goes on to talk about Destiny 2 after that. Here's the thing, okay? It says, Age of Triumph reveal Wednesday, March 8th. And what does it show? Frickin' Vault of Glass right there.
Yep, the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you look
then-
at the crest logo, which... Well, go ahead. You go first, Ben.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. On the underneath it says Age of Triumph Weekly Rituals. And I see here the Crucible. I see the daily story mission, and then it's the Vault of Glass, Crota's End, and King's Fall. Are their logos are all on here.
So you're gonna get like a new weekly thing, like when you go to like instead of there'll be like a new Nightfall, so it'll be like your strike playlist and then the Nightfall and then an old raid.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I was listening to DCP put out like a bonus episode on Friday, and that's what they think. They were saying Nightfall raids, which I'm totally freaking down for.
Heck yeah.
There's some other speculation about real quick, the last one is the sandbox update, and they were like, oh, it appears to be a hunter with a Vex leg in this picture. So they think it's like an armor set or maybe an NPC. I don't know. I guess it's a Vex leg. I'm looking at it up close right now. I guess it does kind of look like he's got a robot leg. He could just be an Exo.
Yeah.
With
could just be
weird
an
ripped
Exo.
up pants.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I had a guess, just based on the that gold-colored crest logo they showed, if you look at the top right of the shield, I think it is,
Yeah.
there is a square that's got all the logos of all 4 raids there: Vault of Glass, Crota's End, King's Fall, and then Wrath of the Machine.
Yeah, the 2
So-
swords, the triangles, the Siva stuff, and then it's got 3 jump ships underneath it.
That's the thing I was wondering about, because when they do stuff like that, it usually has some sort of meaning. And maybe I'm reading into it too much. I don't know. This might just be my own speculation. But the 3 jump ships I found kind of interesting because, like obviously the right square they have the logos for Titan, Hunter, and Warlock.
Yeah.
And then the left square, they have the logos for the raids. So do the jump ships have anything to do with this? Like, is there some sort of significance to them? Are they going to
Dog
like...
fights.
Yeah, yes. Space
No.
battles.
No, everybody's like, I want that so bad in Destiny 2. I don't want to shoot people in my ship. I hate that.
Yeah.
Hey, with not having them. If I want to play a space battle thing, I'll play Star Wars Battlefront for an hour and then go to Destiny.
Absolutely.
Right.
I feel you on that. I don't want to do that in this game.
Or the Old Republic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I found it interesting with the drop ships. I'm not sure if that was just like a artistic / stylistic choice or if there's something more there.
sometimes, there might be, just go, and stuff.
Yeah, I gotta say, as a year 3 player, all of this like Destiny wrapping up stuff is such a totally lost on me.
Yeah, but you get to go do the old raids with us if they're coming back.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. So I got to say, yeah, it does sound exciting to do Vault of Glass as a year 3 player, and it be the max
Right.
light level be
Which we
400.
just
It was
did it
like
like
what
two
was it,
weeks ago.
160 back then?
Yeah.
There wasn't a light level back then.
Yeah, it's just level.
Okay,
I do
so
have
that's
to
why
say,
like yours tops out really low.
even doing the old raids, like I'm a year 2 player, late year 2. I started about a year ago, and even playing the old raids now at like 400, max light, whatever, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I really like Vault of Glass. It's probably my favorite raid in terms of just like visuals and mechanics and stuff like that.
They make
Everybody's
it
Crota
current.
is 6-man strike. Yeah, if they made those
It's gonna
current,
be
it'd be
so hard,
yeah.
but it'll be fun.
And
I'm
you know
telling
what?
you, I did all these raids when they came out, and they're hard as fuck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like Vault of Glass, when we played it at 400, I was like, "Oh my god, you could just like, whatever, you could just not even play and beat that thing."
but
It used
that's
to
why.
take so long.
Yeah, and that's why, like, personally right now I like doing the old raids at 400 because it's a blast. Like you can go in there and just fuck around. One of the things that my clanmates frequently do is when somebody says Vault of Glass or Crota, if we're not specifically farming for materials or something for somebody's quest, we'll play Adopt a Drop, which
Okay.
basically means you start at 400, and as the gear chests get opened, if you get a piece of equipment, you have to pick it up and equip it. So you could start with like a Galahorn, a 400 Galahorn. We can start at 400, but you may end up with like
Like a 160 Gallahorn.
Mhm.
or even a Hizen's Revenge rocket launcher or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's super fun. And actually, when we did that, one of the first times I did VOG, my clan leader Big Bear we all started at 400. I think he was 220 by the end. So we were getting fucking rocked by Atheon, and it was funny, but it
Gosh.
was also sad. So
Those guns were so good. They
That's-
felt like
and-
very unique.
This is what I want to know about the bringing the raids current. Are we also going to get those guns current?
God, I hope so.
Like, I just got a Vex Mythoclast when we did Vault Glass, and I was like, this thing's awesome. But it's like year 1. So,
Yeah.
are we going to get a
Here's-
year 3 Vex Mythoclast?
Here's what I'm thinking. No.
That's the hope, right?
No, you
I
don't
think
think so?
I think they might bring the final 3 exotics up. That's a possibility. I think that we're going to get new weapons and new armor from these. And I think
Yeah.
that they're going to raise the light level and have us like go and try and get some new stuff from it.
Oh god, I hope they raise it to 420.
That's what they were saying on DCP, and I was like, I don't think Bungie's ever going to do that. I think 450.
421.
Mace is showing actually. He had a poll up on Twitter earlier this week, and he said, "What do you think the new light level is going to be? 420, 450, 500, or 600? Or are they just going to lift the light cap totally and just be like, hey, have fun? You've only got a few months left, so if you can get to 1,000, awesome."
I don't think they're going to do that because Trials would
Okay.
break.
Oh my
Oh
god.
God, Trials would be so terrible.
Which, by the way, last week after we got off the show, me, Ben, and Scott tried to do trials, and we got wrecked every single round. It was great. It's
Yeah.
on my stream, I think, still. So if you want to see us getting wrecked at trials, check out twitch.tv/Xanafan711. It's bad.
Plug in the middle of the show. Jesus.
No, that's not even a plug. That's just like, go feel bad for us.
Yeah. Please
exactly
carry us to the lighthouse. We would love to go.
Yeah.
You guys want to move on to Destiny 2?
Sure,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
This has caused a great deal of salt amongst some people, to which I say, suck it, I don't care.
Suck it up.
Yeah. Sequels represent the start of a new adventure for every player, with new worlds to explore, new stories to tell, new powers to acquire, new loot to earn, and much more. This led us to a decision that would enable us to serve both the game and the player's best interests. Destiny 1 power, possessions, and Eververse-related items and currency will not carry forward. They will, however, remain accessible to you in Destiny 1. And then they say
That would
we know that just like us, you have grown fond of the guardians you've created, so we do plan to preserve your character personalization. We're going to recognize the dedication and passion you've shown for this world, specifically the class, race, gender, face, hair, and marking selections for all characters that have achieved level 20 and completed the Black Garden story mission will carry forward. We also plan to award those veteran accounts with honors that reflect your Destiny 1 accomplishments. They say that they
Dream.
believe it's the best path forward, and basically they're like, hey, to make the best game, we got to do this. Why do you have to be level 20 and complete the Black Garden story? That just seems
'Cause
like
that's
a
like-
weird... Like,
I think it's a benchmarked thing. Like basically, if you've hit level 20 and completed the certain mission, it's got to be a benchmark thing. If I had to guess,
Because that's vanilla Destiny, right?
Yeah.
So they're probably trying to get year one players back.
well, no, here's my only thing is, like, doesn't that seem just like a lot more work for the import on Destiny 2? Rather than just being like, whatever, if you have an account, then your people are coming over. Not like...
right? But if I had to guess, it would be something along the lines of like a purge, you know?
Oh, yeah, to get rid of a lot of, like, the dead accounts.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, because those are taking up space somewhere. So,
Like,
you
I
know,
made a hunter and I never played it.
I get you. That makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense.
Yeah.
What what it sounds like to me is that they're probably just going to do titles or like emblems or something like that to show like, hey, yeah, I was a year one player, I was a year two player, something like that.
Yeah.
Like for veteran rewards, which I always thought was cool in MMOs because I played EverQuest 1 and EverQuest 2, and I had a bunch of really dope titles that no one else had in EverQuest 2 because I played since 1999, and it was like, yeah, in your face. Mine says like, it's
Yes.
be like Xanafan the Lost or something like that, you know, and no one else has that title, The Lost. I think that's cool. I actually really like that, and I think if they do titles or emblems or something like that, it'll be a good show of faith to the old players.
I'm gonna rub it in your guys' faces when I get the Destiny 1 beta emblem. Like,
That like legit will probably be a thing.
yeah. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have the alpha one. That's the only thing I didn't get. Oh
I
well.
don't know.
Are
Technically,
you guys
I
mad
created
about?
a character.
Go ahead.
Are
It was-
you guys mad about the not getting your armor?
No, not
Or
at
what
all.
else?
I was
care
at
either.
first, back when this first came out.
All right,
And I'll
explain.
tell you why. Because I was grinding like crazy to not only get the perks I wanted on the armor, but also the stats to get to like as close to tier 12 as I could and just keep improving. And also being like from a visual arts background, I wanted shit that looked cool. You know, no shame in that. I'll admit it openly. And I know there's people who are cringing at that right now. They're like, Jesus Christ, no wonder you're so bad. But as I thought about it more, especially with this last patch that came out, the last weapons balancing patch, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm okay with it. Like, yes, I'm going to miss my Galahorn. I'm going to miss my Mida. There's certain legendary weapons I'm going to miss, like that Vendor Palindrome that's super crispy. I'm going to miss Matador. But you know what? It's what they have to do from a balancing perspective. Again, bringing what little bit I know about software development in from my like real life job, weapons balancing, if I'm looking at it from the outside in and trying to put myself in the mind of the software developers at Bungie, weapons balancing since year one, and again, I'm a year two player, so I've only gone on what I've read and what I've been told. It sounds like weapons balancing was very messy and slow at best. So if they're doing it and just basically doing a wipe, which, you know, that's kind of why they re-released the Taken King and said, okay, if you want to continue forward, everybody needs the Taken King, was because it was a fresh update. People said it was, you know, a rebranding for the game or a reboot for the game. It wasn't necessarily that. If I had to guess, I would say that they cleaned up a bunch of the background code things that made it so difficult to change and update the game.
Oh yeah, it was 2.0.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It truly is a 2.0 for Destiny.
So I think that's why they're doing this with Destiny 1. like they're just clean slate wiping everything, and they're working from a new platform or a new API, something behind the scenes, basically changing the stuff under the hood to make it easier to tune weapons and things like that. My only reservation and the only thing I'm concerned about is that they don't dumb it down, like my, and this kind of ties into our like salt and whatever. I went on a big tirade about this the other day with a couple friends. We were talking, and I said, I love this game. This is the game I've wanted since I was a kid. People like MMOs where it's like shields and swords and dragons. I'm like, no, fuck that shit. I want space magic, spaceships, and automatic weapons and rocket launchers. That's the best. That's the coolest thing for me,
Yeah. And we still have swords.
Yes, and we still have swords. That Dark Drinker, by the way, I was using that last night in a strike, and holy shit, that thing is so good. But it was one of those things where I said I really am hoping that they don't dumb down the gameplay for the dedicated players to appeal to like the flavor of the month casuals, like the people who will buy Destiny and they'll be like, oh, this isn't Call of Duty, and then they chuck it and they move on to whatever Call of Duty gets shit out next that year. Because those guys aren't going to be around. It's going to be the people who have been here for 3 years with Destiny 1 through all the crap, all the broken parts of the game and all the weapons patches that, fixed and then broke another part of the game, stuff like that. It's going to be those people who are going to be around for Destiny 2. And that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
To kind of go along with that, I'm going to kind of compare to when EverQuest 2 came out. What I'm thinking is in Destiny 2, it's just going to be a whole new set. There's going to be all new armor, all new weapons, all new perks, like all that kind of stuff. And to try and bring in old, like Destiny 1 stuff into that would be a balancing and nightmare, just complete balancing nightmare. I think we'll probably get like what they called it in EverQuest 2 is heritage weapons, which is basically the EverQuest 2 version of something that everyone loved in Destiny 1. So we'll probably get a Hawkmoon, a Galahorn, a Mida, or something like it'll be like a throwback, but it'll be in Destiny 2's style with Destiny 2's perks and Destiny 2 roles to make it fit. And I think there's something to be said of a fresh start as well. I think a big part of not bringing anything in, which, by the way, I don't think any game has ever brought your gear over to the sequel. But part of the new game is that everyone gets that fresh start. We're all on the same page. So, like, there is no Pizza, you're a 3-player, me and Scotty, you're 2 players, Benzie, you're 1 player, and we've experienced Destiny in all 3 different ways. We all get to start at the same level and work together to get to whatever the cap is going to be, whatever the meta is going to be, whatever new things are going to be. And we have to work together as a team. Other than like, oh, I already did all that crap in year 1, so like I don't need to help you as much. I mean, that doesn't really happen in Destiny. Destiny's community is fantastic, but it's just everyone is working together right from the beginning again, and I think it's going to make the community better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And beyond that, I think we need to give Bungie a little credit. I mean, think about Halo and how much everyone loved that game and how groundbreaking it was, and then how awesome Halo 2 was. So I think that they've got a good formula, and I think they're going to do a solid job on this upcoming game.
And their director of lore, or their lore master for Destiny 2, and I love this when I read that, they hired the lead story editor from Mass Effect to do
Nice.
the 2 lore master.
I've heard some awesome things about that. It's actually interesting because that Mega Bloks leak that came out a few weeks ago has supposedly, they haven't confirmed it. They've confirmed some of the other sets like Zavala with the Cabal tank and stuff like that. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, Destiny Mega Bloks, Mega Constructs now. It's like the Mega Bloks version of Destiny playsets. So you get like a vehicle or like little guardians. You can build them. They're kind of like little 3-4 inch action figures. I don't have any on my desk here. I just have a big box. But
Ben, you have one, right?
let me see if I can pull one out. These guys right here. So that's the hunter. Actual size is probably about 3 inches or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, because Activision has an agreement with Mega Bloks for IPs, they've been releasing play sets. And there was a leak on Reddit a couple weeks back that had a play set. There was one with like the Aspect of Glass ship with a hunter. There was another with Zavala fighting a Cabal tank or something like that. Now, these are all things in the game already. The third one was pretty interesting. It was the hangar from the tower playset, and it supposedly featured Lord Shaxx with a raise lighter fighting the Cabal Red Guard. We haven't seen any of these things yet in the game, and so it's kind of interesting that they supposedly put this out. And since we're talking a little bit about story and lore here, I want to actually ask you guys, and I'll continue with that in a minute. What do you guys think the plot for Destiny 2 is going to be?
Oh,
It's definitely the Cabal. No doubt
it's
about
definitely
it.
Cabal, yeah.
Um,
But me and Ben were talking about this the other night. Some theories that we have.
And your theories are
And-
just straight up wrong. I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, I mean, I probably. But
Um,
I read something about a civil war, and I'm not sure how that's going to play out. But I was thinking it might be something like Rasputin versus the Speaker, or like Ben's idea was the 3 factions battling each other, which I really liked that idea.
I think
That's a thing.
that's more so just going to be a mode for, like, if they want to do multi-team, like they did in Halo, faction wars. Done. Easy.
That would be awesome as a game mode. That would
Yeah.
be super fun.
Yeah.
And actually, some people have been asking for it. I know they bring it up on Guardian Radio a lot. They say, hey, give us a multiplayer, multi-team mode. Have it just be match made based on what faction you're with. And then it's like whoever is the winning faction that week, sort of like a ranked and unranked playlist, they get their banners in the tower. So, like, say Dead Orbit like ruins people this week.
Yeah.
You're going to see all the black, gray, and white Dead Orbit banners everywhere. If it's Future War Cult, you're going to have the rainbow, like
Yeah.
the Rainbow Death Squad banners, you know.
The only
don't
problem
Which I
is
thought-
the Rainbow Death Squad would just... There'd be no matchmaking this past 2 weeks because of the Wormwood.
Yeah.
that's
That
true.
is-
See, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like faction-specific weapons would kind of ruin that. Just the faction with the best one weapon would have everybody on it.
Yeah, but you could then... I don't know. You could probably just grab one and then be like, all right, I'm going to go back to my original faction.
right.
You can only change once a week. That's the thing.
I do
Yeah.
like the idea of the Civil War thing, but I think that's going to happen with some tower-related thing, like the Speaker or the Vanguard and Osiris.
Yeah.
I think that with the tower destroyed, it'd be like Osiris is like, hey man, you guys come hang out with me, and then the Vanguard's like, no, please, like stay with us, help us rebuild. You're like, I'm gonna go hang out with Osiris, duh.
And something else we were talking about that I think is interesting. I think that between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, I think Dead Orbit's going to bounce. I think they're going to finally just leave and run away, which is their whole plan. And we're going to get one of the other factions that, or maybe even 2. We could have 4 factions in Destiny 2. It doesn't have to only be 3. There's a couple factions that are talked about. I don't really know exactly what they're called, but
Listen,
aren't actually in the
Trinary Star
game.
Cult. What was it? Those are like 2, I think.
Those
But I
are
don't
the only two that
know.
I know.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only, as far as I know, there's only 2. But like, I think Dead Orbit's going to bounce, and we're going to see some of these other factions come into play.
Okay.
Well, guys,
So-
we got about 15 minutes left. Just letting you guys know.
Or do we?
All right.
Yeah.
Real quick. About the plot of Destiny 2, something interesting. And this is something that I hadn't considered. When I heard the thing about the Cabal thing, I'm like, holy shit, the Cabal are going to come wreck the tower. It's going to be awesome. Shaxx is going to kill them all with the raise lighter. But I was actually talking to some people about this earlier in the week, and Gabble Ratchet from Destiny Ghost Stories, he brought up a really good point. If you look in the Grimoire, there's a card, and I forget the name of it, where it takes place, I believe, right after Rasputin kind of wakes up from being in sleep mode or whatever, and there's a battle going on Mars between the Vex and the Cabal. and Rasputin wants to kind of stretch out and, test how things work because he's been sleeping for a bit. So, and again, this is the TLDR of it. He basically nukes an entire battlefield of Cabal and Vex, just wrecks them. And it got to the point where I think it was Valis Ta'Ark. He's the guy who is in the Cabal land tank, if I'm not mistaken.
There's
That's
a
why they
strike for him too.
Yeah. It's the Cabal Valis from the strike. He basically orders them to send the Scion Flayers out, and that's where we get the Scion Flayers strike from. But Gabble brought up the point that the Cabal, like the Guardians, are a asset, not an ally, but an asset to Rasputin. He gives us a sleeper simulant because of that. He asks us, or basically like recruits us to root the Fallen and the Hive out of his bunker a couple times. And again, not an ally. He just knows that we're a tool that he can use. So if the Cabal were to roll into town and try and flatten the tower, Rasputin might get involved. And again, this was just speculation conversation saying, well, if this happens, then what else? It's an interesting thing that was brought up, and I was thinking about it, and the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I think that has something to it, because if the Cabal tried to come in and like wreck the tower, and that's right in Rasputin's sort of area, being that they're both, somewhere in the northern hemisphere on Earth, I guess we'll say. I think Rasputin would kind of take issue with that. I think he'd be like, no, you're not coming into my neighborhood and ruining things. This is how I roll. So it definitely raises more questions. So I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that.
I'm super excited for Destiny 2. Obviously more will be coming. I think we'll have a better idea after Age of Triumph comes out and see what's going on.
And real quick, one last thing me and Ben were talking about the other night that he brought up that I thought was a really cool idea and hope they pull it into Destiny 2 is he was saying he hopes he sees Charlemagne in Destiny 2, and we might have, knowing Bungie and the fact that they love AIs and they love to set their AIs, unshackle the AIs rather.
That's BioWare.
If Charlemagne,
That's BioWare.
It's Bungie. Cortana, no, they talk about it on DGS all the time.
It's called rampancy.
Rampancy.
I was like, Unshackled is Mass Effect.
Right. Anyway, so if we see Charlemagne, we could see some button of heads between like Charlemagne and Rasputin, or just anything. As if they pull in another AI that has gone rampant, we could get some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
If you want to lose your mind about that, listen to the DGS episode where they talk about Rasputin and rampancy and AIs. It's nuts, crazy. Man.
It's actually the last one that I listened to.
So good.
Guys, let's talk about some dumb shit.
All right.
I want to talk about some goofy stuff.
I'm down. We've been talking a lot of Destiny, and only Destiny, on Barely a Destiny.
This might be a little longer of a podcast this week.
It's cool. It's whatever.
What's the worst movie that you've ever seen? And I have one that I want to talk about.
Man.
Oh, man.
Should I exclude The Room?
Yeah. The Room is obviously the worst. I'm going to say it's the Crocodile Hunter movie. It's so...
Okay. You mean Crocodile Dundee?
No, I don't mean Crocodile Dundee. Yeah. You know what the plot of that is? I only remember the beginning because I fell asleep because it's that bad. I saw it in the movie theaters, and the options were that or a Powerpuff Girls movie, and I think I was like 13, and I was like, can we please go watch Powerpuff Girls? I don't even want to watch that. I would just much rather watch that than Crocodile Hunter.
Dude, I'm 30. I said the same thing now.
a satellite dish, it's not a dish, it's like a satellite thing like this big, comes rocketing down from space, and an alligator eats it. Or a crocodile, my bad. It's not the alligator hunter. And a crocodile eats it, and then these dudes try and get it back, and obviously the easiest way to get it back is to kill that crocodile and gut it. And not Dundee, my bad again, Steve Irwin, shot through the heart, Shot through the heart by a stingray.
That's so
Jesus.
terrible. Too soon. Too soon.
No, it's not. He basically tries to save it, but the thing is, they like put black bars on the side of the screen to make it look like an old TV screen, like a lot during the movie, and I don't know. It's just the worst fucking idea for a movie ever. That's my worst movie I've ever seen. Pete, you got one?
Mine is the Mario Brothers movie with John Leguizamo
so
as
good,
Luigi.
though.
And the only
So
part
good.
that's worth anything is when they point out the fact that Mario's name is Mario Mario.
Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
man,
right.
that's-
So I love terrible movies. Like I really do.
He does.
And I think my favorite time of year is Christmas time because Netflix loves to play these like ABC Family and like Hallmark like made for TV Christmas movies.
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with. I'm not sure exactly what the movie's called, but it's Melissa Joan Hart,
God.
and she's going home to spend Christmas with her family. Or like they have a cabin. No, they have a cabin. So, and she's sick of her family getting on her case about not having a significant other. So what does she do? She kidnaps a dude and forces him to act like her boyfriend or fiance through the whole movie. And guess what happens through this movie?
They fall in love.
They fall in love. Oh my God.
Stockholm
Who would've
Syndrome, the
known?
Christmas story.
And then
Oh,
and
so
then
bad.
everyone finds out what happened or what she did. Wow, surprise, right? No, but like
but it's
that's
totally okay.
Yeah,
You know,
it's totally
kidnapping's a
okay.
federal charge, but they fell in love, so it's fine.
So, but honorable
You're
mentions
not like,
to
wow, you're insane.
honorable mentions to Sharknado 4
To what?
and Sharknado 4 and Rubber, which is a movie about a serial killer tire.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
Thanks
Thanks Killing is bad too, but
So that's
yeah.
my top pick for worst movie is that Melissa Joan Hart Christmas kidnapping movie.
That's fantastic.
Scott, you got anything?
I've got a couple. My wife and I love to watch terrible Netflix B horror movies. So there's
Yes.
some really funny ones in there. But I'm going to rule them out completely because they were worth the time. There is one, and I don't remember the name of it. And you guys will get the mention of it because it's basically like a Lifetime ripoff of another like famous movie. I don't want to like drop that yet. So anyways, it's about this girl who's never had a job before. And we started watching it because we thought it was going to be like a crime and mystery movie, which is another genre we really love. So we're like, oh, this is going to be cool. So we start watching it. It's about this like girl who's never had a job before, has some like, loser mullet head boyfriend, whatever. And so she starts working in this lawyer's office, and the lawyer starts coming on to her. And the TLDR of it is basically like they end up fucking and falling in love and getting married, and it's some stupid like BDSM thing. So it's basically the Lifetime movie version of 50 Shades of Grey. And at the end of the movie, we're both kind of standing there going, did you just rip off a major novel, or did this novel like rip this movie off? And I was so fucking furious at the end of it. I'm like, she's like, are you going to bed? I'm like, I can't. I'm too fucking angry. I need to go like shoot people in the face in the Crucible. No. I was so
How
pissed.
dare you rip off 50
I
Shades of
want
Grey?
that 2 hours of my life back.
Yeah, I like have literally never seen a movie where I was like, that was so bad that I'm mad I saw that. Usually I'm like, that was so bad it was amazing.
The
So-
second remake of Godzilla.
There was one zombie flick that we started to watch, and we got 15 minutes into it, and we had to just shut it down. We're just like, nope, done. The lead role was a guy who looked like, if you guys, I know we talked about hockey a little bit before. I'm a huge hockey fan. Jeremy Roenick from the Chicago Blackhawks, and back in the 90s and other, various teams. He played for the Sharks, played for the Ducks. I think he played for the Kings of the Flyers as well. But the lead role looked like Jeremy Roenick in a cowboy hat and a flannel shirt. And it just wasn't good. It was terrible.
Oh man.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd also just like to mention the movie Snow on the Bluff for being incredibly hard to watch.
Snow on da Bluff.
I've
Oh,
never heard of that.
sorry.
On da Bluff. DA.
Is it Russian
Yeah,
or something?
my bad. No, it's not. um, it's just a movie about I don't know, the people that stereotypes are built on.
Word.
Oh,
All right. I'm trying to think. We started like 2:15 today, didn't we?
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Dude, we don't have to do just an hour. We could do an hour
Well, no,
plus a
I
little
have
bit.
stuff I got to go do today.
Right, right.
Yes.
Let's do one more. Let's rapid fire this one. All right.
All right.
We're all guitar players here. Pete plays bass, whatever. It's a bass guitar.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What's if you guys could have any 3 guitars? What guitars would you want?
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
So
That's-
All right.
go ahead, Pete.
This is easy. Rickenbacker. You know,
Okay. Yeah.
duh. A real Hofner viola body, and the expensive version of my bass being the Spectre NS1, I think. I don't know, but I've got the Jat bass, and I want the American-made one. It costs like 3 times as much.
You can say you got to say Japanese from now on, man.
It's literally. Well, I guess it was made in the '80s before things were politically correct. My bad. It's literally what it's called, though.
Oh, okay.
JAP.
I was like, bro, come on.
Oh my god.
No, it's a
Horrible.
1987 bass, so they didn't care about naming it offensively. I'm sorry.
I'm about to be so scrubby about this. I don't pay attention to guitars a super lot.
Mhm.
So one of these guitars that I want, I'm building. And I don't know if you guys know this about Epiphone and Gibson. There's no maple fretboards at all for them. They don't do it. They're always dark wood.
Mhm.
So I spent a long time trying to find the proper scale length neck for an SG, and I finally got a maple one. So maple Flying V neck, and then I have that on an SG body that I still need to finish, and then I want to put some dark pickups in that thing, kind of balance it out. It'd be perfect. Other than that, I really want a sexy Jazzmaster. I have one, but it's a Squire. Just want a better one. I want a better Telecaster. And the most white bread thing, I just want a nice Les Paul. Because that's like, this sounds so much different than the Fender stuff that I was like, I gotta have one for that, just for doing some silky buttery stuff. I don't know. Actually, maybe, I don't know, some kind of metal guitar. Like a cool Ibanez or something like that. I don't know.
I got a Demon V or an Explorer.
Dude, Steve, you suck. Just kidding. Sup, guys. And Steve sucks at Crucible. And he says that he wants a Fender. That's James.
No!
That's
I don't want a
James.
Fender. I don't want.
All right.
Well, I do want one Fender.
Did you
but
say you
I-
want a Demon V?
No, I said like a Demon V or an Explorer because you said a metal guitar.
Oh. I thought you were like, I want a Demon
Washburn
V.
Flying V is like what I had in mind for a Demon V.
I think he said metal guitar, not gaudy guitar.
Yeah. I don't want one that looks stupid.
All right,
Shots
all right.
fired.
All right.
Okay, so for me, I'm mostly a folk player, so my number one guitar that I want more than anything is actually just like a nice Taylor single cutout jumbo acoustic guitar. Like not even like their best one. I just like they all play so nice. I just would really love a Taylor. And then for electrics, I would probably want a American Telly semi-hollow. Be one, and then my other one
Pretty
would
guitar.
be, yeah. My other one would probably be either just like I don't know, a really nice Gretsch full hollow body, or if it were a solid body, it would have to be like I don't even know. Probably a Les Paul, actually. White bread, you know.
Nothing wrong with white bread. White bread
Les
for a
Paul.
reason. Everybody loves it.
I mean, yeah, it's just so they're just really heavy.
Yeah,
But
they are
whatever.
super stupid.
This weight doesn't matter. Weight doesn't matter.
So my three are pretty simple. I'm in a punk. I've been in a punk band for a while. So
Oh, yeah?
my three would be Gibson Gold Top with P90s, like early 70s, kind of like Mike Ness plays. Huge Social Distortion fan when I was younger, and I just liked the sound of the guitar. Second one would probably be the Gretsch Tim Armstrong Custom, just because I like that sound that he gets. Tim Armstrong being from Rancid.
Yeah.
I like the hollow body sound he gets out of his when it's clean for like the different ska stuff they play, and also when he has like a flanger or distortion on it, it sounds kind of cool. My third, and I'm gonna be super cheesed about this, is my the one that I actually own now. It's Gibson Les Paul, or not Gibson. I'm sorry, Epiphone Les Paul Deluxe, from about 2000. It's got the mini humbuckers in it, and the second I got it, it was having trouble staying in tune. Played it a little bit, but once I got it tuned, I'm like, man, like being a kid who grew up with like 90s punk, Rancid, the early Dropkick Murphys and stuff like that. With that coming out of my Marshall, it was the sound that I've been looking for forever. So took it for a setup, and it's been perfect since. So I love that guitar.
Honorable
enough.
mention to the Mustang.
Yeah.
That guitar
do
looks
love-
so cool.
I got a guitar for Christmas and I love it so much. I have a it's a cheap one, but it's a Gretsch Bigsby hollow body, and that thing just plays so nice.
Those are
It's
nice.
so nice. So yeah, loving that. Yeah, there's Ben's. I like the duct tape.
Dude, okay, this is a switch, and when you're playing live and you're strumming really fast, it knocks up to the rhythm circuit, and it sounds like balls. So that's a safety feature.
Yes, yes.
I think that pretty much wraps us up for today. I gotta go do some mixing stuff.
Alrighty.
We may or may not be on next week. I still don't know how it's gonna go.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Last segment.
Oh yeah, my daughter's going to be born on Tuesday. They're going to be inducing labor on Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll have some people on. Maybe I just won't be on. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I'm
Scott,
find
when's
time
your
to
kid
learn
due?
how to run it.
My son's due the 20th, but as I was telling you guys earlier, my wife is having some contractions and cramps and interesting stuff going on last night. She thinks she's going to go early, so it may be earlier, depending on what we find out on Friday. As far as like she's got another ultrasound, so depending on that, we may actually have a date like of a C-section or something like that. So we'll see.
So yeah, Scott and I may not be on for a little bit. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try my hardest to be on. I love doing this. It's a good way to blow some steam on a Sunday.
And if not, he's going to teach me how to run it, and I will take over as your primary host for a couple weeks if needed.
Yeah. So
but Ben,
we'll still be there.
how are you feeling? You're 2 days out. You get to see your daughter in 2 days. How are you feeling?
It feels a lot like the day that I found out Lauren was pregnant. Just like super excited, super scared, don't know what the hell I'm doing at all.
Right,
No, but I
right.
mean, I'm very happy. Things have been
Accurate.
really good. So,
Yep, you should practice throwing stuff up in the air and not dropping it.
oh gosh, I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, okay, great.
Don't try to be dad. Dad was an athlete.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm not.
None of us are athletes. We all got mom's music instead.
Yeah.
All right.
So that pretty much wraps it up. Where can people find you guys on the internet for the audio listeners?
Oh, yes. Okay, I'll start. I am Proctor777, Prokter. You can find me on PlayStation Network, and that is it, because I do not have the social media.
Cool. Scott, where can people find you?
Slapshot Scott, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I have to get some of my old videos uploaded to my YouTube But that's it. The O's are zeros, so always remember that.
Yep. Steve, where can people find you on the internet?
All right, I am Xanafan711, Zanafan711 on Twitch, PSN, Twitter, everything. Xanafan711. I also run the show Twitter, not Twitch.
You
and
think
that
you do?
is,
I'm logged in too.
You are, well, both of us. Well, there you go. Barely ADS. Please hit us up on Twitter. We would love to get some Twitter momentum going. I'm gonna be a lot more active. Ben's gonna probably try and be a lot more active. He'll be like this with Twitter, like.
Oh, send us your Twitch streams.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna be just kind of chilling with the baby a lot, so I want to watch people play video games. So send us your Twitch streams. Tweet at us, and we'll come and watch for a little while.
Yeah.
Shout out to James in the chat.
Oh yeah.
One of our
Gohan dude,
playmates.
he'll be on the show at some point. Whenever we have a weird time, he'll probably be on. He's at work right now.
Nice.
You can find me on Twitch, on YouTube, on PlayStation. And Twitter, Ben Malone, DETBENMALONE. This week we don't have a special guest, but I have talked to this guy, so we do have the rights to play this music. My buddy Michael Foale from Secret Stuff. They're a pretty good band. They're really sweet, happy emo stuff. So we're gonna leave you guys with some of that. Check us out next week at 2 p.m. and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Got this